We're going to kind of jump right into it and have it rapid fire. And first up is the guy that actually makes it all happen. And this is Tom Tansy.
Great. Everybody, my name is Tom Tansy. I'm the chairman of the Sunspec Alliance. And Dixon's kind of overstating it. I don't make it all happen. There's a whole alliance behind us that does this. So the initiative started about 2 years ago with help from the DOE. They put about $2 million in it. And then we matched it in industry with about $2.2 million worth of in-kind labor. And many of the people in this room contributed to that. So this is nothing fake about this. We had to document every minute of that time. And so my point in saying that is that there's been keen interest in this initiative from the outset, and that's sustained today. It's a long journey, but I must say that victory is inevitable. Right? It takes a long time. You just have to be persistent about it, and we've been able to do that. And with that type of persistence, as Dixon mentioned, we recently made a submission to the International Electrotechnical Commission, the IEC, to submit the Orange Button taxonomy as an international standard. And so I think that this is going to happen, so that's a key achievement. We've also made some very important achievements in terms of the technology. We now have a programming interface that is universally acceptable. It's the same programming interface that runs the web, Facebook's, Google, etc., which means we can intersect with a much greater portion of the population that's actually developing software to facilitate data interchange. What Dixon mentioned is certainly a milestone event. We're making commerce here on Orange Button, but really this is just the start. I think you can expect to see some really important developments coming. First of all, in terms of wholesaling with solar products, we'll be using Orange Button. And secondly, in the state of California, where they recently reformed their interconnection rules, Sunspec has decided to use its own technology, eat its own dog food, if you will. And the product registry for certified products for DER installations, for distributed energy resource installations, they'll all be using an Orange Button resource to register the fact that they have the right to sell in the state of California. And so this will be a very public display of Orange Button technology. It'll be backed up by this API that I mentioned, so that both the state of California and every other state that has an interconnection program, the state of New York, the state of Hawaii being two leading ones, can get that same information and develop their own registry so they can have their own whitelist of what is good to go on their networks. And so, again, I want to thank many of the people. I want to thank all of you for your interest in this, and many of the people in this room for their direct contributions. I'd like to acknowledge Bob Fox to my left. He's our principal engineer, and he's the guy that is turning the crank on a daily basis and corralling programmers and gathering technical requirements and getting stuff into the database. So it takes a team, and so thanks for joining that team. Appreciate it.